Yo, what's cracking? What's popping with the people? It's your boy Rashad. I am one half of the Panther Nation Podcast. Dave is doing something with his daughter tonight. She has some sort of award ceremony that's going on. So I don't think he'll be here. He may show up a little bit later. We'll play it by ear. So with that said, I'm inviting folks on the stream. To kind of give their opinions. Y'all know what time it is. I don't like doing these shows solo. So if you want to jump on the stream, I'll invite you on and we can kind of chop it up. It's check the pin comment. You can hit the StreamYard and join in just a second. My only request is that you cam up, turn your camera on, man. Nobody wants to look at a little avatar. So turn your camera on and join the stream. So before we get into it, man, I had a crazy weekend. This weekend was wild. I had a lot going on. Shout out to my boys at High Point University. We were able to charter a chapter of Phi Beta. So y'all know that me and Dave are members of Phi Beta Sigma, and we were able to charter a chapter at High Point University. So that was super fire, super dope. So shout out to High Point University. Shout out to all my guys, the charter members out there. Really cool. Busy weekend. I was able to meet Ben Vereen. I don't know if y'all are aware who Ben Vereen is, but he is a Tony Award-winning actor, a member of Phi Beta Sigma. He also was in High Point, and I got a chance to meet him. Super cool dude. Yeah, I don't know how Dave's weekend was because he ain't on the stream. Well, I do know how Dave's weekend was. He was in Greensboro. So we got to chop it up. So Dave was in town. He actually attended the presentation, new member presentation. He also went to the A&T spring game. He also went to my Line Brothers housewarming. So he was in town. Dave was here in Greensboro. Got to chop it up with homie. Posted a picture on Twitter. Me and him at the new member presentation. So it was cool. So shout out to Dave. And yeah. So yeah. Let me go ahead and get in this joint. I got one person in the waiting room right now, so I'm gonna bring him in just a second. Shout out to my man Isaac. He's waiting patiently in the waiting room. So give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. Did y'all race? Nah, Dave don't want to smoke. Dave does not want the smoke when it comes to this race. We did not race. That's a good question though. He tried to do some athletic stuff this weekend. I ain't gonna call him out. But he tried to do some athletic shit, and it didn't go too well. Almost tore his quad like Shane O'Mac. But anyway, all right, give me a second. I'm going to let y'all in. Give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. All right. Get this going. All right. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm adding my man Isaac and my man Preston are in the building. Shout out to Isaac and Preston. If you want to join, the stream, come on in, come on through, holla at your boy. But we got a couple things we got to talk about. Eddie Pinero's deal came through. Let me pull up his numbers real quick because it was a pretty interesting contract, 2-year deal. Let's see here.
If I'm correct, he only missed 2 field goals in the Falcons game. Those were the only missed field goals he had all season.
Yeah, he had like a 94% make rate. So he's on track, and it's kind of what I said when we were talking about keeping Gonzalez. I was like, yo, you gotta go with the hot hand, and so we ended up doing that. I'm glad we ended up doing that. But really quick, the deals according to Spot Track, it looks something like this: 4.1 million. He's going to collect 2.25 million in guaranteed money with $1.9 million signing bonus. He's going to earn a base salary of 1.01 million in 2023 and 2 million in 2024. Let's see. Yeah, 94.3% conversion rate, which ranks second amongst all qualifiers in the NFL this past season. He was also named NFC Special Teams Player of the Week for the Seattle game. And yeah, man, again, really good kicker. Once he got his head on straight, he was good to go. So where does that leave us as far as salary cap? We're going to be about $27 million in available cap space. It's pretty solid.
We're about fifth, aren't we, in the cap space? Fifth or
second.
Second, really?
Yeah,
wow.
Second
behind the Bears.
Behind the Bears. Yeah, second behind the Bears. AJ, what's good? What's good, man?
What's cracking, Sean?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. So second behind the Bears.
That's
we got
crazy.
a lot to play with.
We've been balling in free agency this year, man. With the money and the cap space, we've been going in.
That's all.
Yeah,
it's all
on fit, man. Fit's hot this year.
Cooking.
He's balling.
He's cooking. It's all about how you structure these deals, man. We pushed a lot of that money into 2024. So Fitz playing it smart, and we'll continue to adjust, continue to play the monopoly money game. We'll restructure some contracts next year, free up more space. So you got to play the game, and we're doing just that. I think we took some notes from the Saints on how they manage theirs. I don't think we're going as extreme as the Saints are, but we're definitely in that vein. We're going down that road. That's why we continue to restructure every single year, just like them. So shout out to Eddie, man. I'm glad he's back. Hopefully, he can keep that streak going, because once he got it going, he wasn't missing, man. So we kept him around. So I like it.
Yeah. I mean, the only issue I got with Eddie is he's got a weaker leg, though. That's
yeah.
So he's not a big game. He's an accurate kicker. He's going to get you your 40 to 50, but his 50 plus is real iffy. Like that first, what was that first Atlanta game?
Yeah,
he pretty much cost us that game, that first one. So
my only pushback to that is, we should be putting ourselves in those situations anyway, man. Get aggressive, go for it on fourth down, push the football, get more aggressive. And I think once you get more aggressive, then you'll kind of negate those long 51-yard field goals. And I think we started to do that. And that's why we put him in a good position to succeed, by not making him kick those 50-yarders. But I agree, he doesn't have a powerful leg, but we shouldn't be relying on it either, in my opinion.
Yeah, shouldn't get down.
So what do you think about the signing today? We picked up Kamu Grugier-Hill, I think his name.
It's a great segue. It's almost like I need to replace Dave. Yeah. It's a great segue.
Hey, look! I show up on time. All right.
You do.
I even do a little bit of draft content. I know I seen his mock draft the other day. It was a little.
It was trash.
Too confident with that one.
At least Dave admits he does not watch college football like that. So that's why I guess y'all wanted to see it. But a lot of people wanted to see it. So we lined it up so he could do his mock draft Monday. He did it. I thought it was okay, but I just don't like PFN simulators. It's not as realistic, Tank Dell being. I think he got Tank Dell in the 6th, 7th round.
6th round.
Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, so that is a little. I don't like using PFN. I'd rather use mock draft database or PFF. Yeah, I do like. I used to really like the Draft Network's mock draft simulator, but man, I don't know what's taking them so long to get the new one up and out. It's I played around with the beta version and it is trash. They need to hurry up and get it back. It is garbage. So that's why it's not out yet. They're still working on it. But yeah, so again, great segue back to Kamu Grugier, however you say his name, Hill. I think he's gonna be a rotational inside linebacker / special teams kid. I mean, he was mid last year, to say the least. I don't have too many expectations for this kid. I think for free agency, you're supposed to set yourself up for the draft. You're supposed to fill the gaps so you don't go in with the need. And I think that's what they did. They try to find somebody just to get in there and just say, all right, just in case we don't draft a linebacker, we're going to take this kid just to be safe. And I think that's what happened. I think he could be a fringe, cut at the end of the year or at the end of training camp. I don't know. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't know too much about him. I mean, I think he's, been – obviously you look at the screen, he's played for Philadelphia, Miami, starting to get that track record of playing for multiple teams. So you never, you get those journeymen. It kind of is what it is with those guys. But y'all got any thoughts on that?
I think he was like a mid-round when he first came into the league. I think like 2nd or 3rd rounder.
No, he was a 6th.
Was he a 6th?
6th round pick. Yep.
Do we know contract details or anything?
I thought he was higher than that for some reason. I thought he went to the Rams first.
No, he was drafted by the Patriots, is what I'm reading, in the 6th round.
I don't really have any thoughts. That's not necessarily a good or bad thing. I mean, there's plenty of good players we don't ever hear about in the league, but until they come to our team and do good for us, and then they become a name. So hopefully he can learn from Shaq. Since we got Shaq for another 2-3 years now, but obviously I've never heard of this guy before the signing.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, never
I
heard of
agree
him
with
either.
you. I agree with you, Rashad, in the fact that I think he's definitely a depth piece. Just they wanted to have that extra number at linebacker to make sure that when we go into the draft, if we just so happenly don't, which our biggest need is linebacker, I'd rather take a linebacker over a receiver at this point, to be so honest with you, how thin our linebacker room is. But I think it's a good depth piece.
Do we know how much we paid him, or that ain't came out?
I have not. Yeah, I have not seen it yet.
It'll probably be a vet minimum contract.
Yeah, I'm assuming probably a 1 year. He's 28 years old, so he's not like an older guy. Probably be vet men.
2 mil maybe
but yeah,
at most.
Yeah. So just reading this, he was selected 2016 NFL draft by the Patriots. He was cut that year. Again, 6th round pick. That's not too surprising. Then he got on Philadelphia's roster. He did get a Super Bowl ring, so he does have a ring. And he was there when Frank Reich was there. So there is a bit of a connection. Maybe they kind of had some sort of chemistry or something. I don't know. Then he also played with the Dolphins, as you can see on the screen, Texans and Cardinals. So, I mean, yeah, he doesn't not moving the needle. But like I said, he does fill a gap where, just in case we don't pick up somebody in the draft, it kind of fills that need just in case. So
be another body.
Yeah. Just another body. All right. So any other thoughts on Kamu?
Nah, just another body. Probably
agreed.
I mean, in all honesty, probably a special teams guy at most.
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of the filled punts, filled kickoffs. That's probably about it.
Yep. Agreed. All right, real quick. That should not be there. All right, real quick. Subscribe at Panther Nation PC. Listen, we're really close. We are almost like 99 guys away from 20,000 subscribers, which is kind of crazy. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Please hit the subscribe button. Help us get to 20,000 before the draft. That's the goal. Trying to get there before the draft. All right.
Everybody hit the like button and subscribe.
Yep.
Yeah. Appreciate that. So patreon.com/Panther Nation PC if you want to become a Patreon member. Appreciate the MVPs. I owe y'all a giveaway coming up soon. Appreciate the franchise folks, and we appreciate the free agents as well. Any level, we appreciate all the support. Again, it takes money to run this organization. We've got to pay for all these subscriptions, everything. So we definitely appreciate that. So I don't have to dig in my pockets every single month. But it's dope. I appreciate y'all, I really do, because again, we keep the wheels running seamlessly every month. So I'm not gonna run the ad. Y'all know what time it is. Check it out, underdogfantasy.com. Use the code PNP. Y'all know what Dave says every week, so I won't belabor the point. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. I'm gonna go back to this because I didn't get a chance to set up like slides for each individual person. I'm busy as hell. But I'm gonna quickly talk through some of these visits that we got, because I think it's pretty interesting when you take a look at who's coming to Carolina for these top 30 visits. Obviously we know that every quarterback is coming here, every single quarterback. So Stroud, Richardson, Levis, Young, they've all come in or have or will come in on a top 30 visit. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to read. The PFF has a great comprehensive guide for each of these guys. So I want to get everybody's opinion, but I want to read through each of their bios and kind of where they stand, and then you all can provide your feedback. All right. So real quick, we're gonna start with CJ Stroud. Obviously, my guy. Y'all know that's my guy. That's who I want. I'm not gonna be mad if it's Bryce Young by any means. It's cool. I'm cool with Bryce, but Stroud is my guy. And what it says about Stroud is going to be a fascinating case study on how much supporting cast elevates a quarterback. Over his 2 seasons as a starter, he had the pleasure of throwing to Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Marvin Harrison Jr., Emeka Egbuka, arguably 5 first-round receivers, still Stroud's 26.7% rate of perfectly placed passes leads all of FBS quarterbacks since 2021. His job in the NFL will undoubtedly be harder, but he has the NFL ready tools to be a passer, a great passer. So any thoughts on that? Do y'all think? Because again, it's been stated that he's got these great weapons, so he got an easy job to do. What are your thoughts on that?
CJ, it's like he's a baller. It's just the only thing that like you have like between the two is the size of Bryce and the fact that like CJ has all these weapons with him. That's like the only like negatives that you can use. And but I just feel like CJ, he's gonna be the choice. Like he's a dog. I mean, they both. I wouldn't be mad at either one. But
I gotta admit, this narrative that somehow Ohio State has all this much more talent than Alabama is insane to me. Granted,
it's crazy.
The receivers are on another level. OSU has become wide receiver U over like the past 5-6 years. I mean, the amount of talent they put out. But to say that Alabama has nobody to catch the ball, I mean, even if you throw in like somebody like Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield, I mean, he had talent around him. He still has that O-line that is always going to be a top 10 unit in the nation. It's not like he was completely unprotected. So I get the wide receiver argument, but I'll never say that, oh, yeah, he's completely like talent less than CJ Stroud was, because I think OSU, Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, those top tier schools are always going to have their pick of the litter of the 5 stars, the top 4-star talents out there. It's not like they're bereft of talent out. So I don't agree with that completely. I'll say that this last year he was, probably, I mean, because Jameson Williams left the year before. Didn't really have that clear-cut number 1 guy, but you still had fucking 5-star guys catching the ball for him in Alabama. I mean, you throw any of those guys on a lot of these other teams, they're easily the best player on that team. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that the same can be said for Burrow, right? Because I had the same criticism about Burrow when he came out. I was like, man, he got all these good wide receivers. How much of it was Burrow? But you could see when he got to the league, he's him. So he has his part to play in that. It's not just those guys catching the football. I mean, you got to have somebody to place the ball in the correct place. Pause. You know what I mean? So I think that he does his part. And I think, it's not just these great receivers. You got to have a good quarterback too, because we've seen great receivers play with trash quarterbacks. And there's the marriage. It has to be equal on both sides. You know what I mean? So
that game against Georgia, if you watch that game, Georgia's defense was putting so much pressure on him, and they say OSU's O-line is really good, but Jalen Carter, they were putting the pressure on CJ, and I think honestly it's going to ultimately boil down to what does Frank Reich, the coordinator, and Josh McCown want out of a quarterback? Do they want that pocket passer that they know they're going to get out of CJ, or do they want someone that they know that they can scramble the ball around with, do a bunch of boot outs, do a bunch of play action, and get Bryce, receivers open and have an effective run game? I mean, you see what I'm saying? They're either going to go with the pocket passer, or they're going to want to go with Bryce, who can really do anything.
I think with the way that we are set up now, it's going to be a lot of play action, because we built this line, which could honestly be a top 5-10 unit this year.
Easy. Yeah, easy.
I think we were the only team last year to start, well, outside of when we made this shift from F-line to Bozeman full-time once, he who shall not be named was finally fucking fired. Once we made that switch, we still had the same starters every game up until Corbett got hurt, I think week 16, week 17. We were the only team in the NFL. So if that unit is all back together, we're going to lean heavily on the run game, especially with Miles Sanders coming in. So whoever is RQB, whether it's Young or Stroud, a lot of it's going to be play action. Is that Stroud's strong game or is that Young's strong suit? I mean, they both probably at
That's
it.
great segue. That's a good point because I want to read these pros and cons real quick. Let me get these super chats real quick. Says just so says I'm ready to get our guy. Hopefully Bryce or CJ. This process has been stressful. I 100% agree. Then he dropped another super chat that says Burrow still has a top 3 receiving core. Yeah, that's how you keep your every good quarterback needs somebody to throw to. So again, that's why I've been so hell bent on getting the best wide receivers. This is why I've been so hell bent on trying to get D-Hop. This is why I've been so hell bent on drafting another receiver in the second round. That's why we want that. Is because you want your guy to have the best targets available. And so yeah, you got to keep it that way. Again, it's a two-way street. It both need to occur. You need to have a talented quarterback and you need to have talented wide receivers. But real quick, let me read this the pros and cons because I think it gets to the point where what AJ was talking about. Pros for CJ Stroud: accurate to every level of the football field, feathery touch, does a beautiful job at layering footballs over the middle of the field. Quick processor from the pocket with anticipation throws littered all over his tape. The cons, however, performance under pressure was rough this year. Arm talent, nothing special, and suffers when he's on the move, which speaks to the play action piece. If you want to get him out on the pocket, moving around, I don't think that's his strong suit. Escapability in the pocket is a concern. Doesn't always feel the rush well. But it speaks to your point, AJ, when you talk about these bootlegs and throwing on the run, that isn't necessarily I got you. That isn't necessarily Stroud's MO. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think whoever we get though, I really think it's gonna be right. It's gonna be the coaching job. They're gonna have to figure it out. They're gonna have to figure it out and put that dude in the best position to succeed. I don't think it's gonna be a matter of us getting a quarterback to fit what we want to do. I think they're gonna get the most talented guy and they're gonna tweak the system for him, whatever the case may be. So we'll see. We'll see.
About that time.
Well, I got a question then. So you brought up Burrow, and I think Burrow is kind of like a perfect example of what we could do. Do you think this year we go for CJ, and then next year we do whatever it takes to trade up to get somebody like Marvin Harrison Jr.? So, you know what I mean? That kind of like that Burrow.
From BK and
I know they got lucky with where Burrow got hurt, so they were high up, but still
completely different circumstance.
It's a completely different. But do you think maybe they look at it like a dream pairing to go ahead and get the best fucking guy they possibly can, and then just get even DJ the guy,
Yeah, and even if we tried that, you gotta remember we don't have a first round draft pick next year. You know what I mean? So like that, even if we wanted to go up and try to move, it would be really difficult. I don't see that happening, which is why, personally, I would try to go up. If I want to do that, I try to go up this year and get Jackson Smith and Jigba. I would whatever it takes. I've been on record saying whatever it takes. You want to trade back into the first to get him. If Stroud's the guy, if Stroud's your guy, there's nothing like giving him his favorite target, bro. And I saw something like somebody replied to me on Twitter and was like, "Yeah, you giving him his college target? Fuck yeah, yeah. That's what you can't replace chemistry, bro. Like that, you cannot. That is irreplaceable, bro. This guy, they know each other. Yeah, they know where they're gonna be.
Yeah, Burrow, yeah, exactly. He him and Jamar Chase are like they locked, man. They some dogs out there on the field and they both out there working. Like it'd be good for CJ to get a familiar face in the house when he comes in. That'd be real good for him. Like good.
Them boys got unspoken chemistry. Like Burrow could just look at him a certain way and know, hey, that means go. Like this is a go. We got full press on us. Let's hit them deep. Let's take these deep shots. So I would love the idea of going up and getting JSN. It would just be at what point in the draft and at what cost.
Patriots at 14.
Yeah, I think it gotta be I think he's gonna go at like 15 between 15, 16. I think he's out of here. So if you gotta keep an eye on that, and again, keep an eye on that too, because if we do trade back up, that's a fifth year option too. So they're gonna have the fifth year options together, which is it would be interesting. It would be very interesting if they did that. But anyway, we'll move on. Any final thoughts on CJ Stroud?
I want him.
Yeah.
You and me
too.
both.
No.
You and me both. All right. So we'll move on to Bryce Young, another guy that again, it's 50-50, almost 50-50. A lot of guys like Bryce Young, a lot of guys like CJ Stroud. But I'll quickly read what PFF says about Bryce Young. So Bryce Young says, unlike most Alabama quarterbacks in the Nick Saban era, Young doesn't have a national championship as a starter. But make no mistake, he is still one of the greatest signal callers in Crimson Tide history. In 2021, Young's first season as a starter, he became the first Alabama quarterback to win the Heisman Trophy. He followed that up with a 91.3 passing grade this year, which is tied for the highest in the country. Despite his small stature, Young is every bit of a potential franchise quarterback. And I'll quickly read through his pros and cons before we start to give our opinion. So pros: off the charts playmaking ability. Has uncoachable, subtle pocket movement and creativity, throwing receivers open, unfazed under pressure, whippy throwing motion that has much more zip from all platforms than you'd expect. As far as cons go, size. Pause. Have you ever heard he's small? Super pause. He sits deep in the pocket, man. Presumably, yeah, I know, man. Presumably for his slightness, makes life harder on tackles in the NFL. Suffered a shoulder injury this past fall, missed a game and a half. So, I mean, his cons, ain't really too crazy. But so what y'all thinking? Bryce Young, what's the thoughts? What's the deal breaker?
The level of competition he played, to me, is what stands out for Bryce. Like every game going against one of them SEC defenses, boy, that ain't easy. That ain't easy. Coming from a Clemson fan. But I mean, he's just super athletic. He always has his hands on the ball with his pocket movement, safe with the ball. I guess it's just going to be finding those passing lanes for him with our offensive line, because we have a decently big offensive line. So, but either way it goes, I'm just so fortunate we traded for the #1 overall pick. You could have asked me, before the season ended, I would have bet $1 million that we would have never done a move like this. So.
No, it was crazy. I feel like Bryce would have definitely been like the clear-cut #1 if it wasn't for the size. I feel like that's the only thing, that's like he's definitely like he's good out there. I would definitely love him over Stroud, but like I said, it's just like how it's really not even all the height. Like some of it's the height, but it's his frame. Like they talk
durability.
About durability. Like he's not packing a lot. You know what I mean? Pause.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. Super pause, man.
Super pause.
Super pause.
Yeah.
No,
AJ, what you thinking, man?
I think I go back to the pro day. So exactly what he said, his stature. It's not. I don't care about height. Height matters, but it doesn't matter as much as durability. When you saw Bryce Young standing next to our head coach looked like.
It was like,
what? Our head coach looked like he should be our starting quarterback. You know what I mean?
You see him next to Anthony Richardson?
Yeah, and Anthony Richardson makes him look like a child.
Yeah.
That's
wild.
So I think his intangibles are worth a shot at one, but I think that everything that makes him good can be taught to CJ Stroud.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it. That sums up my thoughts exactly. I agree 1,000% with that.
And and that's not me shitting on Bryce. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's going to be a fucking great QB to whoever teams he goes to. I would just say I want the guy that's ready-made and not the guy that has any real issues in terms of we're going to be spending a #1 overall pick on this kid. Do we really want to be worried if he's going to stay healthy for the full term of his contract? I mean, that's the whole point of getting a rookie QB is to build around that rookie QB because he's cheaper. I mean, so he gets hurt, then what? We got to rely on our backup QB at this point right now, which is who? Matt Corral?
Andy Dalton.
And
Oh
Dalton.
man,
Dalton. But still, we're going to rely on Dalton. I mean, great. Let's win. Let's maybe win a couple games because we run down people's throats. Great, but I'm good. I would rather just have the safe. I hate to say it too. Everyone wants to shit on the safe pick, but I want the safe pick. I want the guy that we won 7 out of fucking 10 games last year.
yeah.
People,
CJ's that guy.
we had CJ Stroud. How many more of those games do we win?
Oh
And that's
man,
my biggest
especially
thing.
the games that think about the games that PJ that we just had to throw PJ in, where PJ wasn't even really probably even prepared to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean CJ's just ready, man. He's really ready. Looking at his character, looking back at the film, he's I love everything about Stroud. I've ever since really the conversation has picked up since we traded for the #1 overall pick. The safest
So
pick for me is Stroud.
I'll say that this is my last thing on Bryce Young. So everyone brings up like the Drew Brees comparisons. I don't see Drew Brees at all because number one, Drew Brees was 6'1", so he was a little bit taller. He also had a little bit of a bigger build. I think he's closer to Russell Wilson than anybody else.
Me too.
mm-hmm.
Me too.
I think.
Yeah, I see Russ in this game.
I see
A lot.
nothing but Russ whenever I watch Bryce Young play, and that is not a bad way to be. But people also kind of inflate Russ. People go back, well, he won a Super Bowl. Did he really win that Super Bowl, or did that defense win that Super Bowl?
Good point.
I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from Russ. He's cooked for years, but I would just I don't know. You take away those couple inches now. Now Russ has been kind of hurt the last couple of years. Obviously, he's been in for over a decade, but at some point, I don't know. I would prefer CJ. I would be happy with. I'll say this. I prefer CJ. I'd be happy with Young. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah. That's where I'm at with it too. So real quick, Jared says 64 quarterbacks played last year. Injuries happen to QBs of all sizes. Take the best talent, which is accurate. I mean, you can't predict injuries. If you hear Nick Saban talk about Bryce, I mean, the injury that he got in Alabama, he hurt himself. Nobody hurt him by getting hit. So, you can't predict them, man. We saw Cam get beat up, and he's 6'5", 200 and some pounds. So it is what it is. You can't predict them. Get your guy out there, and I think Bryce can protect himself. And you got to remember, the game it's all about the quarterback. They're literally changing the rules of the game to protect the quarterback. So I mean, that's a point that you have to take into consideration when talking about Bryce. Another thing, real quick, I want to talk about with Bryce. Bryce, all right. I don't know if you heard about Daniel Jeremiah this morning with the S2 score. The S2 score is kind of something like the Wonderlic thing that they talk about, but S2 measures how quickly athletes process information, and he scored the highest of all quarterbacks in this draft class. Other guys that did well in this test: Justin Fields, Drew Brees, Josh Allen, Brock Purdy last year. So again, this test, I'm not gonna say it equates, or I'm not going there, but I'm just giving you the information. You kind of do what you want with it. But if they put stock in that S2 information, then I think Bryce could be your guy. And I think what AJ said is spot on. Like I like CJ and I like Bryce. I would be happy with either one of the guys.
I think
I wonder what Stroud's score
the headline
was.
I've seen today was there are highly influential voices at the top that are leaning towards Young. So I'm kind of preparing myself for Young. I'm not, like I said, I'm not unhappy with it, but we all have our preferences. We all like who I think no matter what, whoever we get out of these two guys, I don't think, and I'll say this, I don't think either of them are generational quarterbacks. I think these guys are going to be really great quarterbacks, but I don't look at them as like an Andrew Luck. I don't look at them as like a Peyton Manning, as even a Cam was for us, because Cam obviously was one of one. Nobody else has ever been built like that man. Pause, obviously. But, but still, I don't think either of them are generational to the point where we have to have one or the other. I think it's kind of I'm more 1A, 1B with Young being my 1A, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, I think that sums it up. Any more thoughts on Bryce Young before we move on to everybody's most hated quarterback? All right, let's move on. We're gonna move on to Will Levis. Will Levis, who obviously also got a draft a top 30 visit. So I'm gonna quickly read this. We don't have to spend too much time on Will Levis, but I want to do this for every player that we're gonna bring in to Charlotte this year. All right, so for a top 30 visit. So Will Levis. Levis is arguably the most polarizing prospect in the 2023 NFL draft. Depending on who you ask, he ranges anywhere from top 3 pick to one who should just fall out of the first round. We tend to side with the former. His 65.8 passing grade this season doesn't paint a pretty picture, but it also doesn't paint the whole picture. The support he received at Kentucky was amongst the worst in the country. He has some of the best tools in the entire class. Levis, certainly a projection, but that is the name of the game in NFL draft business. All right, really quick on the pros. Flamethrower, arm strength. He has claimed he can throw it 80 yards, and I believe it. Unwavering under pressure. Deliver strikes in the pocket. Weapon at QB sneaks, which is true. Converted 22 of 23 short yardage sneaks in his career. As far as cons, he's got a short arm release. When it comes to touch throws, and his touch throws are inconsistent. Spotty ball placement, good for a duck or two per game. Excuse me. Feet are terribly inconsistent. Does not throw from a consistent base. So, thoughts on Will Levis?
He's got happy feet. I'm good.
Yeah, he's not the guy.
He's gonna play great for the Raiders. Yeah,
right.
I love
if we were still picking at 9, hypothetically, and he was all that was left on the board, I would say let's fucking take a shot. But that's it. He's just that guy where you're like, okay, great, we got him. It's not like anybody.
He's definitely the back.
Let's go get Will Levis. It's just saying,
he's on the back half of the QB class for sure. Back half, like the back end of the QB class. Had we sat at 9, he would have probably been the one who fell because Richardson's going to get taken by the Colts, I'd imagine. I don't think the Colts are going to pass up on Richardson if they don't go and get Lamar.
Which they're probably going to do.
They should. Right. They really should.
Real quick, I gotta address the super chat because it's a pretty big one. Appreciate you, Drew Mix, relaxing sounds. Isaac, Bryce ain't packing. Super pause, man. I appreciate that huge super chat, man. I appreciate that. Wow. But yeah, man. Levis. I agree with y'all. Not at 1 overall. No way. At 9, how he fell to us in the YouTuber mock, maybe, but. Yeah, at 1, no chance. So I don't want to spend too much time on Will Levis because we all know how we feel about him. I don't think he's as bad as people say he is personally, but I also don't think he's great. And I would go in a different direction. But I also think, with this coaching staff at 9, I think he would be much better than people give him credit for. So the coaching staff does matter. I do think the team, the squad that we would put around him would help him. But again, at 1, there's no chance I'm taking Will Levis. All right.
I would
rather
take Will Anderson than take him at 1 at this point.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no.
I'd rather go ahead and get your all world pass rusher for the next 5 years than take Levis at 1, trading all the way up. If we were going to be fucking stupid about something, obviously, I don't want either of those things to happen. So, but that's my thought process.
All right. Next up, we got Anthony Richardson. So Anthony Richardson had his pro day and lit it up. I think he's going to visit 6 teams, which includes Carolina. I also think it includes the Raiders. So keep an eye on that. But Richardson personifies the boom or bust moniker. His physical tools aren't just the best among all quarterbacks in his class. They're arguably the best since Cam Newton. I hate that they do this. Why do they do this? All right. Since 2011, he broke 39 tackles on 97 carries this season for 713 yards. and couples that with mobility with probably the strongest arm in the class. On the flip side, his accuracy was a major issue. Richardson's 28.2% uncatchable pass rate over the last 2 seasons is the 7th highest in the nation. He's certainly a swing for the fences type guy, but worth taking given where NFL game is headed. So what do y'all think, man? Anthony Richardson, is it a possibility? Would you consider taking him at number 1 overall?
Stop comparing him to Cam.
Yeah, I hate that.
That's my number 1. Stop comparing him to Cam.
Dave.
Cam, I think what is good, Dave?
You gotta mute Dave. I gotta take you back out, dog. Okay. Oh, there you go.
No, I'm good. Can you hear me now?
I'm about to say, we can hear you. You was giving us some feedback.
No, because my speakers, the setting changed back when it wasn't supposed to. What's going on, guys? Sorry I'm late, man.
What's up? Welcome, Dave. Welcome to the stream. They said your mock draft was trash. I ain't want to.
No, they didn't. I went through my chats, man. A lot of folks like my draft. Y'all can hate all the hell you want. I went through my chat, ladies and gentlemen. The most hate I got was that folks didn't like the fact that I didn't take Kincaid and I took Jack Campbell. But I stand by what I said, ladies and gentlemen. Until I know that they're going to actually use a tight end, I'm going to pick a guy that I know they're going to use. And we need a linebacker bad.
Bad.
Sitting right there.
Yeah.
Bad.
All right. We're here at Anthony Richardson. We're talking about the possibility of Anthony Richardson at 1. Anybody buying? Anybody buying Anthony Richardson at 1?
No,
I buy the possibility that the Titans trade up to 3 to get Anthony Richardson more than we're going to take him at number 1.
No, I still think there's a slim possibility, but I'm afraid. But I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna happen. Like I think there might be somebody. There might be somebody up there that likes him, that likes the upside of him, because he's probably. I stand by that. He's got the most upside in this draft from a quarterback standpoint.
Definitely.
But look, man, I appreciate the super chat letting me know that it was trash. If you give $50 each time to let me know that it's trash, I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
Hey, that's his second $50 super chat, by the way. Drew Mix, relaxing sounds. I appreciate you, man. I might have to use some of your relaxing sounds. Matter of fact, I need to go to your channel right now and see what you got, because I need to relax, and so does Dave. Dave needs to relax too. So Dave, you should absolutely use some of his sounds, because you be high strung sometimes. I think you need to relax.
I'm not. Am I that high strung? I don't think I'm that high strung.
Sometimes you are high strung, Dave.
Look, man, I haven't even unpacked yet from my trip yesterday.
See, you should unpack some relaxing sounds.
I had to listen to like shout out to Drew Mix, man. I had to listen to like 12 rap albums. That was a very interesting forte. And I've realized that there's a lot of rap artists that I've given too much credit to. That's what I've learned.
All right, let's stay on topic here. Any other thoughts on Anthony Richardson?
Look, man. If we want to start in quarterback week 1, that's a rookie, then we're not drafting Anthony Richardson. That's how I feel about it.
100%.
Yes.
That's why
I think Anthony Richardson falls under the same kind of range as Will Levis. Like I said, if we were still picking at 9 and either one of them fell
and
to
I
us
heard,
at 9.
And AJ, I heard what you said, bro. I wouldn't be comfortable taking Richardson or Levis at 9. I'm going to be clear when I say that. I wouldn't be comfortable with either one at 9. I wouldn't be comfortable with either one at 9.
Well, we're not at 9 anymore, so it don't really
Dave,
matter.
then here's the option.
But we're not.
We trade out of 9, and then we start Dalton week 1. Then what?
I'd rather do that and get other pieces and draft somebody later, like a hooker. Like go get a hooker in the second round.
Dave
else.
likes hookers.
Just wait until next year.
I do like hookers, but I also like Hendon Hooker. And he's better value in the second round than taking Richardson or Levis in the first. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel. All right,
let's keep it moving. So what's interesting here, when you look at these top 30 visits, the running we brought on a running back, Zach Evans, 6 foot, 215-pound running back out of Ole Miss, as a 5-star and the top running back recruit in the 2020 class. Evans had one of the wilder recruiting journeys. Originally signed to Georgia, and nobody cares about all this crap. He split time during his 2 years with the Horned Frogs, an impressive sophomore with an 86.3 rushing grade. Evans then transferred to Ole Miss, seemingly to be their lead back until true freshman Quishon Judkins exploded. Evans has a ton of talent, but just never really had an opportunity to show it, which is good, which means he doesn't have a lot of tread on the tire. So pros, smooth mover who can hit turbo with the relative ease, explosive plays are in his DNA. 48.3% of yards in his career came from 15-plus yards runs. Consistently effective stiff arm against the defensive backs in the open field. As far as cons go, uninvolved in the pass game and dropped easy ones when there was available. 5 drops on 35 career catchable passes. Vision needs to expand more when at the point of attack isn't there. Commits to gaps too early and lacks ideal muscular frame for an NFL back. Any thoughts on Zach Evans?
He's fast. He's really, really fast. That's his strong suit, is being able to break on the outside, and he's got a low center of gravity. Even though they say he's 6 foot, I want to say he's like 5'10", but he's got a low center of gravity. He's hard to tackle. May have problems catching, but he can work on his hands. But I wouldn't mind taking him in the lower rounds of the draft for sure.
Yeah, so he measured in at 5'11", and 202 pounds. I'm not sure where TFF got the 215, but that's what he measured in at. This is a bit smaller than what PFF is giving him.
Hey, Sean, I just want to say thank you for having me. I got to cut out, though. But
all right, appreciate you, man.
Hey, man.
Appreciate you coming.
Nice to meet you, AJ.
All right, y'all. You have a good one.
You too.
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna do the same. Hey, thank you for having me, man. This is the best podcast, man. Love it.
Hey,
man.
appreciate you, Isaac.
Yep.
I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna let you and Rashad and Dave handle the show. Hey, Rashad, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you letting me hop on.
Tag team, man.
Hey, no, it's all good. It's all good, man. We appreciate y'all for hopping on. We got Dave here, so we good now. I appreciate y'all for filling in for real.
Love PMP, man. Hope to get to do this again soon, y'all.
All right, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, Dave, you got 2 $50 super chats, and you got to say, dun-dun-dun, that's Superman chat, go Cox, as a sign of respect, and say it with enthusiasm. Say it with your chest, Dave. And make that, matter of fact, hold on, Dave, before you even go there, make that 3 Superman chats. And he says, Drew Mix back again. He says, guys, can we stop using the pack word? I feel like you low-key taking shots at my boy Bryce. Thanks for the shout-out, Rashad. Anytime.
All right. Da-da-da-da. That's the Superman chat. Go Cox. There you go. That's all you're getting. Y'all can take
I don't know if that was enough.
Whatever.
I don't know if that was enough enthusiasm, Dave.
Look. Listen. You're lucky to get that. But shout out to Drew Mix, though. Real talk. Shout out to Drew Mix.
Yeah, appreciate you, Drew Mix. All right, so
they didn't have to leave, man. I didn't make them leave.
Yeah, they didn't have to leave.
They did not have to leave.
Akash said Dave scared everyone, so they dropped off the stream.
Nah, they didn't have to leave. Those my guys, man. Shout out to them.
So, any thoughts on Zach Evans, man? Ole Miss.
Look, man. Running back wise, is somebody late? Is that the only running back we brought in for 30 visits? Or did we got?
No, I don't think it was. Yes, it was. So far, it was. Dave.
Nah, I mean, it's interesting, but it also tells me that they're comfortable with the running backs that they currently have. That's what that tells me too. What's his draft grade? Like, where do they expect him to go?
Let me see. The expectation for him is to go in fourth round pick.
Okay.
So, and I think he has some injury issues in the past. Once he's fully healthy, he's a really good athlete. Some people have him as a top 50 player in the draft class. Yeah, so he's gonna visit the the Cowboys as well. Dave, Drew Mix is calling you out. Dave, Drew Mix and drop. That's a total of $200 in super chats, man. First of all, Drew Mix, we appreciate you. And he says, not enough enthusiasm, Dave. Come on for the culture, bro. Come on, Dave.
Look, man.
Come on, Dave.
Yo, Rashad, you're hilarious. Yo, I just want you to know that. You're hilarious. Yo, the fact that you're laughing through this. Da-da-da! That's the Superman chat. Go Cox! There you go.
That's much.
it.
Hey, somebody clip that, please. Somebody clip that.
Listen.
I need that. Somebody clip that.
Listen, we know you do. I can't believe I just got pimped for $200. That's a damn shame. I gotta do better. I gotta be more expensive than that.
You do, man. That was better, Dave. We appreciate that. That was a lot more enthusiasm.
I gotta be more expensive
appreciate
than that.
that.
I gotta be way more expensive than that. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, yo, tell him, Jay. Yo, yeah, tell him, man. I got pimped out to do mock draft Mondays. Now I'm out here.
Hey, that wasn't
And
me.
by the way,
That's what the people. The people.
No, I
wanted-
know.
The
The
people
people
want to see.
And by the way,
It's
I'm
the
serious.
people, man.
I'm dead. Yo, I'm dead serious about the 200 to 20,000 too. Y'all get there by Monday. I will start doing them weekly. I'm serious.
Hey, Cass
Dude, I ain't
says
trying
you
to go
gotta
to
do
jail.
it.
Do you know where I live? Did you see what happened today? They arraigned a former president today. Do you really know where I live? No. You trying to get me in jail? No. I like my job. Appreciate the super chat though, Cash. Really do. I do it for y'all,
All right.
man. I do it for the people. What's next up? Who's the next guy?
All right. Goodness gracious.
Appreciate it, man.
Drew Mix. Man, goodness gracious. We appreciate those super chats, bro. That's the 5th one. Man, Drew Mix, appreciate you, man. He says, I'm dying, Dave. This one's for you. Shout out to Dave.
Yo, the April chat gonna be lit, yo.
Yeah. Shout out to Drew Mix. All right. Let's move on. Jackson Smith and Jigba is the next one up for the top 30 visit. So we already know Jackson Smith and Jigba. So here we go. His 2021 season was the most impressive in college as he finished the year with averaging 4 yards per route run, a better mark than his teammate Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, who were both selected within the first 11 picks of the 2022 NFL draft. A hamstring injury limited him to just 3 appearances this past season, but he remains at one of the top of the class. He remains one of the top receivers in the class. Dave, what's your thoughts on Jackson Smith and Jigba?
If we're taking Stroud, we gotta figure out a way to trade to go get him.
That's been my thing, Dave. I'm with you on that.
Dog, no, I'm serious. Like, it's a no brainer. Like, if we draft Stroud, we gotta go get him. We gotta go get him because if you want to talk about having somebody that he's going to be comfortable with, that's a no brainer. That is a no brainer, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta go get him. And that might end our draft so early if we do go get him. But damn it, we gotta go get him if that happens. But nah, I like him.
Yeah. All right. So as far as pros, he gets it, quote unquote, attention to detail well beyond his years on a sophomore tape. Carries super pause in this. Carries mass in lower half. Won't go down with arm tackles after the catch. Ultra reliable. The kind of receiver QBs build a rapport with quickly. And it's exactly what I said. Why not get a guy that already has rapport with him? If you draft CJ Stroud, you have got to find a way to get Jackson Smith and Jigba, just my opinion. All right, as far as cons go, lackluster top speed, won't run away from safeties, largely a ground player, limits windows over the middle of the field, not really a jump ball threat, played all of 60 snaps in 2022 with hamstring issues. So that is a concern, which is probably why he may take a slide. And, those hamstrings, we know they linger. We talk about David Geddes on this show all the time because he dealt with hamstring issues. He was one of the fastest guys out there and could never get on the field because of hamstring injuries. I remember when Dave and I used to go to camp, we saw David Geddes always on the bike. He was always on the bike and could not get on the field. So that is a concern, which is why, again, people keep saying he's a top 5 talent, but that's why he could potentially slide down to 15 or even the 20s, which is why I'm glad the Panthers are kicking the tires to find out where his body is and how healthy he is. Go ahead, Dave. You're going to jump in.
The bottom line with him is, whenever I hear David Geddes, I have flashbacks to that bicycle and that man riding that bike. That is a concern. But like I said, if we're going to take Stroud, we got to think about going after him. But, you know, I'm not as concerned about it. But if he's falling down to the 20s, if he like gets down to like the mid-20s, we got to start thinking about hopping in.
Yeah, if he falls down that far, bro, I'm all in, bro. I'm all in. What is interesting, his player comp is Julian Edelman, and I'll take that all day, every day. You need guys like that. Gonna be a slot guy probably at the next level, probably where Thielen is right now. So a little bit of a duplicate in skill set, but give me Jackson Smith and Jigba any day. All right, so that's JSN. Anybody else have any thoughts on Jackson Smith and Jigba? Because we do have another wide receiver that is coming in for a top 30 visit, Dave. And I think he's a big-time sleeper. Big-time sleeper. Big-time sleeper. And that's Jonathan Mingo. Jonathan Mingo, I think this kid is talented. Let me see. Let me pull up his is he even in this? Ain't even got my man in the daggone database, bro. Let me see. Or PFF.
They ain't got Mingo on the database, man.
Let me see. I'm looking. They ain't have him in the guide. Let me see the profile. Yeah, they don't even see. They sleeping 6'2", 220 pounds, 4'4". They sleeping on Mingo. He not even in the daggone database, dog. So let me see if I can find something else from. I'll read his NFL. All right, so he's 6'2", and again, people are saying AJ Brown, which I that makes sense. 6'2", 220 pounds. It's a big dude. So here's what NFL.com says about him. Big, strong slot receiver possessing the mental and physical toughness to outperform his speed limitations, which I don't really see a speed limitation because he ran a 4.4. Little bit of a, I don't know, that doesn't make sense there. The career production is nothing special, but it's clear he's putting the time and effort into his craft, runs crisp, well-placed routes, and ramps up his focus when it's time to get the football. A lack of separation, burst, and long speed could make for more contested catches, but he has the body type and willingness for that work. Mingo can get tough yards after the catch and is above average blocker. He has the skill and demeanor to become a starting slot receiver for teams using 11 personnel, which is 3 wide receivers, as their base. All right. Strengths, imposing size and muscular build. Easy to recognize. He spends time on his craft, adequate footwork, and slip press. Finds his top speed quickly and continues to play at that speed. Routes are run with attention to detail. Works back aggressively to the throw, stellar ball tracking, and catch focus downfield. Makes use of his size and strength as a run blocker. Weaknesses: ordinary career production, lacks juice out of his breaks to separate tight man underneath. Feet are efficient but lack suddenness. Unable to find a second gear to run down deep balls. Pause. Needs to get his head around quicker on seams over the middle. So that's what they got to say about Mingo. I think Mingo. I don't know. I think he's a bit of a sleeper, and I do think we need to add to that wide receiver core. And Ole Miss does continue to put out good wide receivers. You talk about Metcalf, AJ Brown, all those guys have come out of Ole Miss. So Dave, what's your thoughts?
Mingo's a sleeper. The only thing I can think about when they're criticizing the speed is maybe the film doesn't show the 4.4 speed that he ran.
Yeah,
which is interesting. That's the only thing I could think of from that standpoint. But other than
but they always say play speed is different from game speed different from 40. Running a straight 40, that rarely you're never gonna do that in the NFL. But play speed is different, so it is what it is.
Yeah, and it works both ways. It works both ways too. Like sometimes you can run a 4.4, but your game speed is slower, and vice versa. Sometimes you got a slow 40 speed, but your game speed is faster. So it all depends. So maybe the film doesn't match that 4.4 speed that folks are seeing. Oh God, yeah.
John Barrera says, "Bros, what up with the Smitty pre-draft show? Still in the works?"
I'm slacking. Matter of fact, I'm gonna work on that this week. And put me to it, John. I'm gonna work on that this week.
Did we meet with Josh Downs? No. We did not meet with Charlie Jones either. No.
Who else did we meet with at the wide receivers position? Did we meet with a lot of wide receivers? Is the better question.
That was it. Just two.
We only met with two. All right.
Far.
How many? I was late. So how many other 30 visits have we utilized?
It looks like four quarterbacks, one running back, two wide receivers, one offensive lineman, and one linebacker. That's all that's been documented so far. Yeah, that's it so far. So our last two are the is the offensive lineman, which is a guard, the guard from LSU. So Anthony Bradford. Let's see if he's in here. Bradford is not in there, but let me check out Poole. Bumper Poole. Bumper Poole is not in here either. So let's go to a different. Check out Anthony. All right, Anthony Bradford, 6'4", 332 pounds. That's pretty monstrous human being right there. Here we go. So player bio, he's a massive scheme specific guard prospect with plus power but obvious athletic limitations. Bradford has functional quickness as a pulling guard and can work from one block to the next with adequate timing. He can be effective as a single blocker, but really shines on double teams where he can help clear the pathway. His lack of lateral quickness and relative athleticism can put him in a bind against one-gapping defensive tackles and sub-package rushers with short area twitch. Bradford has the potential to become an eventual starter for gap and power run teams, which is interesting. Gap and power run teams. Y'all know Reich wants to run the football. Here we go. Coach P says, don't sleep on Dante Demas Jr., late 6'4", 215 pounds. Interesting. I have not heard too much about that man, so I gotta check him out. But yeah, so that is Anthony Bradford. Any thoughts on Bradford, Dave? Well, you met you.
Yeah, he's an interesting prospect. The fact that they're going after a guard tells me that they're obviously concerned about the injury. Where do they expect him to be drafted?
I did not see that in this. They don't have that in this bio. I don't see. I would assume probably a fourth or fifth.
Another late one.
Yeah.
Interesting that a lot of these guys, like, we know why they use the 30 on the 4 quarterbacks, because they want folks to think that we're legitimately going after all 4. But everybody else seems to be more of a late round type of situation, other than the wide receiver from Ohio State. But the rest of those guys seem to be more in the late round variety. You haven't mentioned a linebacker yet, right? We got a linebacker.
No, he's next. He's next. Real quick on Anthony Bradford. This is a quick source for an AFC offensive line coach. It says, I'll take size and power all day over finesse guards who can move but don't have any pop to them. So they like the size and the power from this kid, which is probably why he's getting a look from us. Saints have also they also attended his local day, obviously. And you can see Brad, he's a versatile offensive lineman. He had starts at left tackle, guard, and right guard. He's met with the Chiefs, Raiders, Eagles, Cowboys, Dolphins, and he will meet informally or has met informally with the Patriots and Cardinals and Panthers. And we'll use the top 30 visit on him. All right, so that's Anthony Bradford. That's something to keep an eye on for sure. Because obviously we're going to be in the market for a guard because both of our guards are injured or have been or coming off injury.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, next up we have Bumper Pool. Bumper Pool. It's a very interesting name. I would love to know how folks came up with his name. He doesn't even have a daggone NFL.
You said that a lot tonight.
Profile. No, because PFF has their draft guide, which only has like the top guys, and then I was using the NFL Combine thing for the other. He doesn't even have that. So Bumper Pool, man, I got to go to like a another small joint, but I got y'all. All right, so
This
let's
is
see.
the offensive lineman, or this is the linebacker?
This is the linebacker. 2022 as a fifth-year senior, Poole logged playing time in 11 games and logged a total of 583 snaps for the Razorbacks. He's from Arkansas. He also added solid 56 tackles, 25 assists, and 34 stops. While in coverage, Poole made one pass breakup, no interceptions, and a QB rating when targeted of 106.3. As a pass rusher, he tallied 15 pressures, which included 10 hurries, 2 quarterback hits, and 3 sacks on the season. So basically, he's tougher between the tackles than many would expect. Fluid and quick drops in the zones. Covers enough ground to be a Tampa 2 Mike, and knows where the markers are. Reads the quarterback to anticipate, and he is a candidate to play outside. A bit stiff, which makes the clean open field tackles. Good effort in pursuit. Poole can be used as a rangy defender inside, instinctive when it comes to locating the ball with his quickness. Poole shows good quickness off the line of scrimmage, but flashes of violent hands to win around the edge. They're saying as far as weaknesses go, weaknesses lacks functional strength and pass rush, struggling to disengage and too easily pushed around the pocket. He's on the small size and he'll get pushed around the point attack. So let's see what he does. He's 6'2", 232 pounds. That's not too bad. 40 time was a 4.7.
Kind of slow.
Yeah, I mean,
Kind of slow.
yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about the kid.
If he has one.
I don't know if he has one.
What's his name again?
Bumper Pool.
Bumper Pool.
Yeah, he don't have too many things out there. But Ian Rappaport says Bumper Pool has a top 30 visit schedule with the Panthers prior to the draft. A non-combine invitee whose friends call him Bump. Poole has over 100 tackles in each of his first 2 seasons before a minor hip surgery ended his 2022. He will be cleared soon. Interesting that we're spending the top 30 visit on a guy like that. I don't. They must know something we don't. They must know something we don't, man. Because I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know.
Does not compute.
Yeah, I don't get this one either. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is the only one I question. But again, they must know something we don't. That's all I'm saying. See if I'm checking the Twitters. Oh, he legally changed his name to Bumper Pool.
That's.
Oh, he be hitting though. Dude be hitting, dog. That's interesting. I don't know, man. I couldn't. Yeah, couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. But that's gonna conclude our top. We've only used 9 of them so far, but that's gonna conclude them. No major takeaways. Usually, in years past, you would look at the top 30 visits and you kind of get an inkling of where things are gonna go. And obviously, we're gonna take a quarterback. The other top 30 visits don't really give us an indication. Wide receiver, we know we're looking for a wide receiver potentially. And running back is interesting, and then linebacker. So those are positions, and guard. Those are positions that we may look to fill in the draft. But yeah, I don't really know, man. Any other thoughts on the top 30 visits?
I just found it fascinating that we're using up our spots for all these late guys. Quarterbacks make sense because they're just trying to play chess at this point. And the Ohio State one makes sense. But everybody else, I'm like, really? You know what I'm saying? Kind of question it. I'm intrigued to know what the other 21 are. If we use the other 21. But other than that, man, I can't. It's just interesting. I would have thought we would have gotten more bigger names outside of the quarterbacks. That's all. I would have thought we would have gotten like more folks that we could potentially be looking into in the second round. And based on the list that you came up with, that you named, there's only one guy that we could potentially utilize a second round pick to try to leverage, and that's his team, and that's CJ Stroud's teammate, the wide receiver. And that's it. Because we would probably have to trade that pick to try to move up to go get him. I don't think he'll be sitting there in that pick in the second round. But other than that, because I don't know, like Mingo's probably a later pick too, right? Mingo's 4th, 5th round pick.
I think he's starting. His stock is starting to increase. So I don't really know. He could be like a 2nd or 3rd round pick. At the end of the day, we'll see. I don't know.
Probably too high to take him with that early 2nd pick, though. I would think. But we got plenty of time. We talking like we got like 4 weeks, a little over 3 weeks before we got to make a draft pick into the draft.
Yeah, so. Plenty of time.
Let's see. Bumper Pool. That's a dope linebacker name. All jokes aside, though, that's a dope linebacker name. To have a name like Bumper.
Yeah, I don't know about Bumper. I'm on the bumpers, man. But I do like Mingo though. I do like us taking a wide receiver. I said 1,000 times on here. I'm in the business of taking a quarterback, a wide receiver whenever you can. Every year I would add to the wide receiver room, so I'm all for it. I have no problem with it. So, do y'all want to end with a mock? Because I didn't give y'all a mock draft, so I can let's end with the mock, and we're not going to use.
Wait, man, since they were hate.
I think you. Yeah, I think you got to use a different simulator too, Dave. Yeah. I think PFN is a bit unreasonable, yo. You getting Tank in the 7th round is kind of crazy.
That was like the 5th, I thought, 5th or 6th round.
Oh, even that is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked he was there too.
Bumper be bumping people.
I wasn't.
All right, let me let's
back.
get.
Some folks thought
I think I
could have traded.
Yeah, I think when we do these mocks, I think we definitely got to look at trading more because I think the Panthers are going to move around a lot more than we think. But all right, let me see.
It'll be interesting though because now this will be a mock draft without my boy. So maybe he might not trade as much. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
No, I think that's a Fitterer thing.
gonna find out.
Yeah, well, we are gonna find out. It's true. We are definitely gonna find out. Oh man, this is another one, bro. Show Dave how to do a mock, Rashad. I got you. Drew Mix. That's 6 of them today.
Come on.
Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for real.
Y'all
hey, real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick, while we're here, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. We're trying to get 20,000 subscribers. We're almost there. We're under 100 subs. So hit that subscribe button for your boys and help us get there before the draft. Or before Monday. That'd be great too. All right, so let's get into this mock draft here. I'm going to start this thing. I'm on the clock. Jeez, Washington, y'all trying to give us a bag. I'm going to reject all these because I don't think we're trading. All right, so who we going with, Dave? Bryce or Stroud?
I took Stroud earlier, so I took Stroud for Monday, so let's take Bryce.
Yeah, we're taking Bryce. We're not taking Stroud again. We're taking Bryce this time around. Bryce Young, it is. This is already unreasonable because Stroud's still on the board. I definitely don't see that happening, but it's all good. It's all good. Do we need to pause? Let's pause this real quick and see where everything is. Brian Brzee. I just want to keep an eye on the wide receivers. Downs is still here, which is good. I think Zay Flowers gone already.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
See, Jackson Smith and Jigba 12. Yeah, Zay Flowers gone. Man, they don't be playing. So let me unpause this and keep it going. All right, so we're back in the first. This is where I want to start thinking about trading. All right, so look at this haul right here, Dave. That's a lot of picks. Well, it looks like a lot of garbage to me too.
Yeah, turn next
page. A 3rd. Yeah. This ain't it either. That ain't it. Yeah, all these are trash.
Best one was the first one. Best one was that.
Yeah, but I'm not trading back that far. Nah. Nope. Do we want to propose a trade to somebody? Because so we've got Washington here. My bad, keep moving it. Washington, Drew Sanders is interesting.
Yo, let's try this. Let's try to trade with Denver and try to get those back-to-back picks in the 3rd round. That's the one I refused that some folks thought I should have took. Let's try to trade with Denver to see if they'll take the back-to-back picks in the 3rd round. It was like 67 and 68 or something like that.
Yeah, for me, just to kind of talk this out. I mean, there's like 4 guys I'd be willing to take right here. Like, I mean, you still got Drew Sanders, who I would take. I would take Jalen Hyatt here. I would take Campbell here. I would take Ojulari here, and I would take Downs here. There are a lot of guys I would take, so I'm definitely looking to trade back.
You would take Uzomah here too, wouldn't you?
I would take a lot of him. I would take Hooker. I'm not taking Hooker, but there's a lot of guys I would take. So let me see if I can trade back. Who is I can't tell. Okay, here we go.
Denver. That's far back. Like I had a trade
where
too
he far.
Me 67. See, that was my issue too.
I gotta stay in the 3rd.
67. They offered me 67 and 68 for 39.
So what about Green Bay? Because we're trading back 6 picks. Let's see what we can get them for. Green Bay, and let's see if we can get another 3rd. That's not enough. How do I? It's not letting me.
78. Take the 78 off.
It's not letting me take it off. Come on, man.
Go out and come in.
What? Let me try it. All right, 3rd. Let's go back to Green Bay. All right, here we go. So 2nd. And the fourth? Want to try to get a fourth?
Yeah. Try to get the fourth.
That's about even. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. What y'all think about this right here?
I'll take that. I'm cool with that. Rob them. They took it.
All right, so they took it. So we got 45. Let's X out and see where. So Drew Sanders, bro. Drew Sanders, Jack Campbell, Downs. Like everybody's still here, bro. Everybody's still here.
I would take Campbell and keep it moving, bro.
Yeah, so I mean Campbell, Downs, bro. I like Downs here, to be honest with you.
Your call.
So you got folks saying Ojulare, Downs. Where are y'all going? Trade back a few more? You want to trade back again? Bro, Sanders is still. This is a lot of good guys, man. For me, I think it's Downs, bro. I think it's Downs, man. That's who I'm going with if it's me.
You want to trade back some more?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Downs, man. I like Campbell too, but I'm gonna go with Downs. And we got an A+ for that. So I'm rocking with Downs. Drew Sanders still on the board. Oh, he just went. All right, so now we're coming to the third. All right, here we go. Got some trades, none of which are whoa. Hey, yo. What about this one? They're giving us a bag.
Oh, you gotta take that one, buddy.
Two-thirds, a fifth. Yeah, I think I'm gonna set this. Yeah, y'all, give me that. Give me that, dog. All right, so I like this. Javon Dexter, Cedric Tillman. We got a wide receiver already. Garrett Williams, who I love. What about Dexter? Do y'all like Dexter?
Offensive lineman? Yeah, I would take that. We got a lot of picks.
A whole lot of picks. I love Darius Rush. There's a lot of guys, man. So what y'all think here? Dexter for the trenches? Yeah, I like that too. So I'm gonna go Dexter here for BPA. And then we got now we're back on the clock again. And I love Garrett Williams here. It's between Garrett Williams and Darius Rush, who I like too. And I may double dip because I think I got 114. If he's still there, I may double dip at cornerback. So Garrett Williams, who I'm taking. We got a couple more picks. If he's still there, I'm taking him. I'm gonna reject the rest of the trades. All right, so let me see. Bro, double dip at cornerback. I'm double dipping the corner. I love Jamie Robinson too, but I can get both of them. I can get Jamie Robinson and I can get Darius Rush. Watch this. Watch this. Give me Jamie Robinson. And then give me Darius Rush. Ooh, secondary about to be crazy. Secondary about to be crazy, dog. All right, so here we go. We can take Kuntz here. Y'all want a tight end? We got. Let me see. I could take. Well, we already have defensive line, but I like Morris. I like Owen. So I like. So for me, it's between because we did not get a linebacker, so I like the super athletic Owen Popo here, or I like Kuntz. So I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I took Kuntz in my draft, so yeah, I like Kuntz a lot too.
Oh wait, I could go back. I rejected it already because it was giving some future picks. I could flip some of these for future picks.
There goes one.
All right, here we go. They said get us a kicker. Now we just re-signed your boy.
We just re-signed somebody. Why we need a kicker for?
One thing we don't have, which I would like to get, is an edge rusher. But I don't see anybody worth taking like that. Let me see. I don't know about Yaya. Yeah, I'm looking at edge rushers now, but let me filter them so y'all can see. Oh shit, I didn't know Ali Gay's still up there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if Land was there. Is Land still there?
I think he would be. I don't know where they have him as either edge. I don't know if they have him as edge or linebacker.
Check and see if Land's there. If Land's there, take Land.
Yeah,
there he is.
He's still there. 211.
He's gonna go higher than that.
You can take Land. You want to take Land here? He's more of a. They got him listed as a linebacker, but he's more of an outside edge rusher.
He's a more of an outside edge rusher. I would take Land there.
We'll take him there. They're not gonna like that pick, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I know they're not gonna like it, but I took him higher in the last draft. I took him at 132.
What about running? So they're talking about running back, power backs. Let's see here. Kenny McIntosh. I like Mo Abraham before he got injured.
Lunky, but if we're trying to play like a power back type of ordeal, he could play fullback. He can catch the ball out of the backfield from North Dakota State. But you can probably get him later in the draft. You ain't got to take him now. But he can run the route tree. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can play fullback. Good kid.
Let me see. So, let's see. Mike Moore still on the board is kind of crazy. I'm looking at let's get us an offensive lineman here. I'm not too familiar with this Nick Broker kid, but I think it's time to take us an offensive lineman. Say get us a long snapper, bro. You tripping? Let me check out the wide receivers too. Might double dip a wide receiver. I like. Oh, we can go with the fast kid out of Princeton. All right, let's see where we at here. I'm gonna take an offensive lineman. I'm just gonna go best offensive line available or interior offensive lineman, which is Nick Broker. And then next, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna get another wide receiver here. I'm gonna go with speed, and I'm gonna take the Ivosis kid. I don't know how to pronounce his name. They ain't like that pick either. All right, and then I could double dip at safety, but I think we kind of thick at safety. We got a lot of picks, so let's see here. Did we not get an edge? We technically didn't get an edge because land. Y'all keep talking about imagine us having all these picks. And yeah, it's a lot of picks, but this is how you build a team. All these guys are on rookie deals. That's how you build, right? That's why you want to get as much draft capital as possible instead of going out there and get, you paying those guys on deals. This is another way to team build. This is why trading back is a thing. It's why we continue to do it a lot. It's because they want to get more draft capital, get more guys on rookie deals. And if you knock them out the park and they outplay the rookie deals, that's how you build Super Bowl winning teams. Let me see. Y'all want to take Stetson Bennett? I will take the Feheko edge rusher. I like him.
We still got a lot more picks. How many more picks we got? 3?
We got 3 more picks. 7th round picks. All right, let me see here. Where do we stand? Go ahead.
Did we ever take offensive lineman?
Yeah, I got one.
Let me see. What about running back?
We did not take a running back.
Let's take a running
Keaton
back.
Mitchell. Cameron
my guy's
Peoples.
gone already. My guy's gone already. The kid from North Dakota State, he was taken already. Damn it. All right. That's how I was going to ask about. Hunter Lumpke. Since he's gone.
They saying Keaton.
Take Keaton. Go ahead and take Keaton.
Yeah, we'll take Keaton. Deuce Vaughn is gone. Or else I would have taken Deuce Vaughn. All right, we back on the clock. Are we back on the clock again? Nope, not yet.
53. We need to take a tight end.
All right.
What's the tight end looking like?
Did I not take one? I don't think I took one.
Nope, sure didn't.
At this point, I don't know if I'm.
That might maybe worth taking one. All right.
I mean, we kind of swinging for the fences at this point, man. It don't really matter. You trying to get some guys. Maybe they're paying out. Maybe they're not. Let's just take BPA.
Take Nick Hampton. Take an edge rusher. Take Nick Hampton from Appalachian.
Yeah, we'll take Nick Hampton from North Dakota. I mean, from Appalachian State. We're swinging for the fences here. We're swinging for the fences. Whatever works, works. Oh, Gerard Clark. Give me that. All right, we're done. We got 2 corners. Yo, this draft is crazy. Yo, San Francisco gave us the bag. We ended up getting Bryce Young, Josh Downs, Javon Dexter, Garrett Williams, Jamie Robinson, Florida State, Darius Rush, cornerback. The linebacker from Auburn, Owen, I can't say his last name, Isaiah Land for edge rusher / linebacker. Nick Broker, interior offensive lineman. The wide receiver from Princeton, Feheko, San Diego State, edge rusher. Keaton Mitchell, running back. This draft is wild, man. This is a crazy draft, but again, I definitely listen. It's all about building roster building, dog. What made us go with Bryce? Because we got tired of taking CJ Stroud.
I took Stroud for mock draft Monday, and I just said let's take Bryce this time. That's the only reason why I did it. The only reason why I said it. That tells you how much I feel about the choice at this point, and just can't wait until the 27th. But nah, this is good. I mean, considering the bag we got from San Fran, this is good. That worked out. We got a lot of picks out of that one, buddy. But nah, man, this was a good show. Sorry I was late, guys. But I got it in for an hour. Our volume's real low. It should be better now. Y'all just not saying it now at the end of the show. It's hilarious, though, bro.
I actually saw it earlier. You mentioned it earlier. Somebody else mentioned it earlier.
I literally missed it.
All right. We're going to get up out of here, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Almost at 20,000 subscribers. Let me check to see where we are, Dave. We like right there. Under 100. It's really close. Really, really close. Let's see. Nope. Only not. Let me see. 90. We're 98.
Yeah, we were at 100 to go last time when I checked yesterday.
98 folks. So hit that subscribe button, man. Hit the subscribe button. All right. We're getting out of here. We're going to holler at y'all. Like, subscribe, notification bell. We'll holler at y'all next week. We out.
Peace.